am working on the first look that I created with the new Norvina and Anastasia palette. So I'm just going to work with this one first, and then I'm going to work up to more of the bold looks. So this first look that I just did was something really simple, and let's dive in together. First brush I'm going to take is a Sigma E55 brush, and going in with the shade Base, and I'm just going to set my brow bone and give it a little bit of a boost. I'm going to be going in with a Sigma E40 brush, and the first shade I'm going to work in is Incense. And I'm working softly into these shadows because they are very powdery, which for some people they have an issue with that, but I don't really mind that at all. So what I'm going to do is start working this in the upper crease. Every single time I'm going to do back and forth motions, and then I'm going to blend it out in circular motions. And I'm going to do this a few times just to build it up to the shade that I want it to be. So back in, left and right, and then little circles. And I'm going to go from the inner corner to the outer corner. I'm going to use that E40 again and go in with the shade Volatile, which is the next matte darkest brown shade. Same thing, put a little bit on and tap it off. And I'm going to work this shade more in the outer V, just to keep this darker than the rest. So I'm patting it on and swiping it back and forth, all very lightly handed. Going to use a Morphe R37 brush, going with the shade Volatile again. A little bit on the brush, and then blend this into the outer corner, bringing it onto my brow bone, just not as high, and bringing it in the outer V, tapping it on. Going in with that previous brush, the Sigma E40 brush, and just blending the edges, making sure everything is not harsh. I'm going to go in next with a Sigma E46 brush, and a little bit more of that shade Volatile. And I'm just going to pat this in the outer corner just to darken it up a little bit more. Going back in with that R37 brush and just blending it out a little bit. And going back in with that E40 and blending it out a little bit more than that. I'm going to use my finger, and I'm going to go into the shade Dazzling, and it's one of the shimmer shades. I'm just going to tap my finger in here just a few times, and I'm going to put this in the center, bringing it a little bit forward, and I'm actually going to put this in the crease of my eye as well. Kind of just do a little bit of a patting motion and swiping motion. I'm gonna grab the R37 brush from Morphe and just lightly blend those two shades in together. And then I'm going to use my fingers again. I'm going to use my pinky and I'm going to use a shade Dreamer, which is one of the shimmery shades. And I'm going to put this in the inner corner and blend it into Dazzling. I'm not using any of these shades with any Fix Plus or any setting sprays or anything. These are pretty pigmented and I'm kind of making this more of like a daytime work appropriate, so I didn't want to go too intense. And I'm going to put this shade on my lower in the inner corner as well. And just use my finger a little bit to blend it out. I'm going to go back into Dazzling one more time and just apply a little bit more of this shade. And I'm going to be using the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara from Hourglass Cosmetics. And I'm going to put a coat of mascara on the upper lashes. Now we're going to work on the lower lash line. I'm going to use a Morphe R41 brush and pick up the first shade, Incense, and just run this from the inner corner to the outer corner. I'm going to use a little bit of Volatile on that same R41 brush. And just put this in the outer half. And then using the R37 brush and blending it out. Using the Sigma E47 brush and using some of Dazzling. And putting this in the center of the lower lash line. Going in to Dreamer with that same E46 brush and pulling that into the shade Dazzling. Using that Sigma R41, slightly blending that together. Using a Marc Jacobs eye pencil in Pink of Me, and I'm going to run this in the lower waterline. And this just helps open up the lower lash line. I'm going to use a Sigma E15 brush. And I'm going to use the shade Passion. And I'm going to create a liner, but without actually using a black gel liner. So I'm just gonna pat this in my outer eye here. Just patting it on. going to use that Caution Extreme Mascara again from Hourglass and put a coat of mascara on the lower lashes. Going to apply Kiss Matte Lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I got a couple of these like in a set of 5, and I think that this would look really nice. And I'm going to apply a little bit of vintage lip gloss on top of that from ABH as well. And I'm going to set my face with the Skindinavia, the Makeup Finishing Spray. Alright guys, this is look number 1 done with the new ABH and Norvina palette. And I did something that was more daytime appropriate. I like it a lot. The colors are really, really nice so far that I got to actually play with. I did not want to touch anything beforehand. And I hope you guys like look number 1. Stay tuned for look number 2. Bye!